Well, hey everybody, it's 3 p.m. and we are in Nanny Bubby's test kitchen. And look who's joining me, the test pup, just to say hello. Every day, you know, it's so funny because my little pup before him, Biggie, used to come out every day right at 3 o'clock. He'd be sleeping, but somehow rattling around in the kitchen. Maybe he thought it was time for food or not sure exactly what, but this little guy, which is so cute, I'm going to take a close-up of his face. Wonder if we can see him down here. Whoop, nope, not happening. Bad idea. Anyway, welcome to Nanny Bubby's Test Kitchen. In just a few moments, I'm believing that our own Dr. Jean is going to be joining us. She, of course, is my co-author on the Long-Life Era Longevity Cookbook, and she is going to be joining me here in just a minute. Hopefully, let me see in the comment sections who's here and who's not. Let's scroll over. Whoop, let me go back. Teresa is here. Hey, Teresa, how are you? So nice to see you. Jean is going to be joining us in just a minute. Patricia Trowbridge is here. That's awesome. And let's see, swipe up to explore. There we go. And Jean is here, and I'm going to bring her on the video. So ask Jean to join you on video. Sending the requests. We're sort of experimenting, Jeannie and I, both of us. She says she's here, and bring them on video. Okay, I'm doing that. Bring them on. I've sent the request. So she said she's here, but I can't see her on Facebook yet. So let's see what happens, Jean. Praying for the best. We're going through this equipment, through the switching equipment, and we were not sure if this would actually bring her on, but it doesn't look like it is. I'm trying one more time. Send the request, bring them on video, so anyone can watch this. Your audience is set to public, so anyone can watch the broadcast. Okay. Hi. Okay. Well, very good. Tom, you're me on my own page, so switch back to Tom. Hi, Tom. Sometimes he goes on as me just because he has access to it. So there's 6 people here. Jean, it's not working so that I can get you on, but let's hang tight. And Susan Mendorf is here. Everybody is here. So we are cooking for longevity in the Long Life Era Nanny Bubby Test Kitchen. But I do want to share, Jean, I don't know that I've even had time to tell you about this. And I know you guys can hear me, but I'm going to walk out of the screen for just one moment because with Teresa here, I wanted to talk about something before we start going forward in the test kitchen. For those of you who were here during COVID every day with me, we really had a good time together. And this sweet, loving Teresa Anderson, who you can see here right now, put together this book for me. It took her 2 years to pull it together, and she sent it to me. And inside are pictures of everything that we did. If I can get a tight shot of this, maybe I can. There we go. Of everything that took place basically during those 18 months where we were live every day together. And she took so much time to do this, and she told me maybe a year ago that she was sending me something, maybe 6 months ago, and I didn't realize. There's pictures of Biggie. Isn't that so sweet? And she categorized the entire cooking shows. There's my husband and grandkids listen to Dodger barking, no, no, Dodge. And so from the bottom of my heart, I just wanted to show this. I wanted Teresa to know how much I appreciated it. It sits right on my coffee table, and everybody that comes in the house sees it and says, "What is this?" And I explained that I had a long-term relationship with Teresa since I was in the 7th grade, I think. And there's the Temecula Olive Oil Company and everything else. So anyway, Teresa, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. This means so much to me, and it was so fun for me to look back on the year that we had, year and a half that we had every day here in Nanny Bubby's Test Kitchen. So speaking of Test Kitchen, and Jeannie, I love you also to chime in here, but we are testing the hydration chapter 1 of the Long Life Era Longevity Cookbook. cookbook co-authored by Dr. Jean and Nanny Bubby. And we started first with hydration. And last week, day 1 and day 2, we did approximately, let's see, 5 of the recipes. And we changed them as we went from day 1 to day 2. But today is day 3 after the day 2, last Wednesday, and here is one recipe that failed miserably, and that is the recipe that was the blueberries, that's a mouthful, lemon and rosemary. So let me tell you, rosemary is great on lamb. Rosemary is great on prime rib. Rosemary is great in a bean soup in the middle of January when it's raining and snowing outside. Rosemary is not meant for the tenderness of water flavoring, unless maybe you're a lumberjack. I don't know, but the flavors with that rosemary just failed. So Jean and I last Friday sat down and started experimenting a little bit with some flavors, and we are substituting the blueberries, the lemon, and the fennel, blueberries, lemon, and rosemary for fennel. We're replacing the rosemary, we're putting fennel in it. There's a lot of flavor in the fronds, and that little anise licorice flavor is going to just pair so well with everything that is on here. Now, I see an alert on my equipment here, and I'm wondering if it's asking me to allow Jean on. So if you'll just give me one moment, and Jean, if you're listening, let me see if I need to accept you in this. So hold on, and then we'll start our flavors. Let me see what this says. No, maybe. No, sorry. Jean, there's another way where we can both share this space, and I have to go through my laptop and your laptop through Zoom, and we can connect via Zoom. I just thought this would be easier if it would work, but it just didn't work. So, okay, so that's the update on the blueberries, the lemon, and the fennel. So now we're moving on, and we are, oh, Teresa says, so glad I like it. Yes, I do. Thank you so much. And Jean said she's listening, but she can't find a way to join. So Jean, you might want to, though, talk about just a little bit about why we chose the fennel and how well we think that the fennel will pair with the blueberries and lemon. And one of the other things that Jean taught me is that when you macerate these fruits, which blueberries, believe me, that hard, and you don't even think of it as that hard, but there is a skin that is very protective of the fruit of the blueberry. And so that did not allow for the flavor of the blueberries to get into the water. So on day 2, I macerated those blueberries, and boy, the flavors just really came through. You could really taste the richness of the blueberries just enough in the water. Now this morning, I was on the radio and I brought the strawberry, basil, and lemon to the guys at the radio station that I do the interviews with, and they drank it up. I mean, and you know what's funny? This flavored water goes super fast. Like people drink it very, very fast. I came in this morning to the radio station with a big pitcher, this entire pitcher filled with water, strawberries, lemon, and basil, and by the time I left, it was completely gone. So people drink up that water, and Jean says fennel is wonderful for digestion, so there you go. So now we're starting with the next recipe, which is the blackberries, orange, lemon, and ginger. And so I'm going to show you a cheat for the lemon, and I'd like for Jean, Dr. Jean, if you're there, just chime in about this. So let me show you the cheat that I have. So because I have a Meyer lemon tree, and one of these is an orange and one of these is a lemon. Can you guess which is which? Because this lemon is actually bigger than this orange. This is the lemon. And before it starts getting really, really hot and I get some sort of a fungus or mold on these lemons, I want to pull them off, and what I do is I juice them and then I freeze the lemon in silicone ice trays. And this is one of those lemons. Let me go to here. There you go. So if you can see, that is an ice cube. Let me turn that. See that? That is a lemon ice cube. And there's about 1/3 cup of lemon juice in the large ice cubes. There's about 1.5 ounces of juice in the smaller silicone ice cubes. And so instead of slicing a lemon, because this calls for orange, lemon, and ginger, so I wanted to minimize everything that's floating in the water. So I went ahead and grabbed one of these frozen lemon squares. I'll show it to you one more time right here. And I'm going to put that into the water. So let's start with that. And that will melt slowly. And then the next thing, here are the blackberries. And what we're going to do with these, because blackberries are very similar to the blueberries, is there's a skin on them that's a very tight skin. So we're going to macerate them. Maybe not all of them, but just enough. Let me turn this. Whoa. There we go. Oh. I don't want it to go flying all over my white kitchen, which I'm sure you can understand, right? And it is anyway. There we go. Okay, that's good enough. Let me get that. So it's just enough to open up the skins and start allowing the flavor to actually come out. And what we're going to do is just take all of this and put that just drop it right into the water. The really great thing is that it starts to color the water, which actually looks like black cherry, right? Then we're going to take the orange. Now, this is the heel of the orange, and I'm just going to take the heel and I'm just going to squeeze it, just because it doesn't look so pretty floating along in there. And then I have these pinwheels of oranges, and let me show you. They're pinwheels that I sliced in half, so they're half moons, as you can see. This, like this. You cut it in half. I do that because you open up the edges of the skin. Always leave the skin on, as Dr. Jean says, and it also helps the fruit leach out. It's my new word, taught to me on Friday by Dr. Jean. I'm not going to put that in because that looks more white pith, and I don't like the idea of that. And so there you have it. We're going to take the ginger, and we're going to slice the ginger. Let's move this. And again, we leave the skins on because there's lots of vitamins in the skin. I don't like to chop or use a grater, a fine grater on the ginger because there's lots of skin in it inside, and I don't like that floating in the water. So I just open that up, cut it so there's lots of exposure of the meat, and we're going to put that in. And then we're going to take that and cover it. I'll give it a mix. Here's a Nanny Bubby silicone spatula. You can get these on nannybubby.com, just saying. Best spatula I've ever used. I love it. And I wouldn't have anything else that I put my name on, but this is amazing. This spatula is the best. It's always what I grab. Okay, so there you have it. Isn't that beautiful? Now we're going to refrigerate these overnight, and we're going to come back and we are going to analyze them. So let me set up for the next water that we're going to do. I've got a Nanny Bubby hack for kiwi, which I'm going to share with you. And let me come back over here and let's talk about what's here. So Chris Weir is here. Hey Chris, nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Jean said fennel is great. Everybody's watching. Let me see. Oop, I lost everybody here. Let me go back in. There we go. Orange peel has unique oils that help relax blood vessels and has anti-inflammatory properties. Well, after this long weekend, I could use a few anti-inflammatory properties. I can tell you that, Jean. So that's it. So glad everybody's up to date now. Tony Carrison is here. Hey, Tony, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. All right, so let me show you a hack for this kiwi. You know, peeling a kiwi and getting the meat out of a kiwi is really a pain. I'm sure you would agree with that. So let me show you a hack for that. I'm going to cut off just that hard tip. And then what I have here is a grapefruit spoon. So you could see, I don't know if you can see it really well, but there's a serrated edge. This is a grapefruit spoon. And I'm gonna take that grapefruit spoon and I'm just gonna insert it really carefully along the skin. And then with that edge, I'm gonna go literally around. So this kiwi is longer than the spoon. It's okay. We can just don't put it in too far because it does tear the spoon. And just continue to go around like that. See that? I love doing this. This is one of those hacks I saw like back in the day when TikTok was first becoming TikTok. And then after you do that, you can actually go in just a little bit farther. And then just slice this skin right here with the grapefruit spoon, and you will see that you have yourself a nearly whole kiwi with very little meat coming off with that skin. It's just amazing. You see that? Isn't that great? Or am I putting the trash? Let's go over here. So, gonna cut off the end here. We get that into the trash can. We go, and whoop. So tell me how you like that. Has anybody ever seen that hack before? That's my Nanny Bubby tidbit for the day. So I'm slicing these whole, and they're really great. Now there's a lot of kiwi juice that leached out as I was doing that. That's why I wanted to make sure to catch it. I'm just gonna pour that right into the water. We don't want to lose a drop. So there we go. All right. So let me hear what you all have to say about that, and then we will push through the rest of this recipe. Let's see. Hi, girls. Hi, girls. Hi, boy. All right, so here we have it. Here's the water. We're going to take the limes. Again, these limes were first pinwheels, then cut in half to open up the juices and the oils in the limes. Then we're going to take the kiwi, make sure all those juices get in. And unlike the honeydew, and this is something that Jean and I talked about on Friday when we were reviewing these recipes, is the honeydew are very hard and the juices don't come out. You know, you cut a watermelon, you put the slices on a plate, and you walk away and come back and there's tons of red juice that have come out of the watermelon. So those juices leach out, I keep using that word, I'm in love with it, of the watermelon very easily. The honeydew, not so much, and that's why we macerated the honeydew. But in this case, we are just cubing the watermelon and we are going to let it, already there's tons of watermelon juice in here, and we're just going to pour that all right into the pitcher. And also the watermelon, kiwi, mint, and lime. So the lime is already in there. It fell to the bottom. And we are going to grab our mint, which is right here. Now, the smaller mint, let me tell you about this. The smaller mint here is spearmint. It's so unbelievable. And then the larger mint is growing wild in my yard. Now, one of the hacks that I want to tell you too, that I think is very important, and we have to find the right words in our directions to describe this. I might rely on Jean for that. But there are, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, there's 12 leaves on this piece right here. And we don't want to take the leaves off, and we don't want to chop them because the small chopped leaves actually get into your mouth, or they're hard to pour out of the water jug. But what we're doing is we're cutting the stem. And we're just cutting the stem, not the leaves, because the stem contains tons of vitamins, tons of flavor and oils as well, like the skins of your oranges. So much flavor is in that. So just like basil, if you've ever eaten the stem of a basil or even parsley, there's so much flavor contained. And what you're doing by cutting these stems open is you're allowing the flavors to get into the water. And so those were the bigger ones, and these are the smaller ones. So one is just plain mint, and the other is actually spearmint. It's very strong, these little ones. There we go. Okay. And that is that one. How do you like that? Let me just give you a nice tight shot of that. Look how beautiful that looks. And I love the colors, the green, the orange, and also that watermelon, kiwi, mint, watermelon, and lime. Yeah, it's all in there. Look at that. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what? And overnight, tomorrow when I come back, I will find that this watermelon helps to turn this water a pink color. And look how look how fresh that looks. I'm in love with this drink. Look how beautiful and fresh that is. And the watermelon is so pink and refreshing. I just love that. So let's see. Cilantro. No, Tony. No. Cilantro. I have that genetic problem with cilantro. I can't let cilantro near me. So none of these recipes have cilantro in them, because even the thought of it is just like something I can't deal with. But I am telling you, one of the things that Jean and I wrote about is in our notes. I'm going to tell you, Tony, listen to this. I'm going to tell you that, let's see what we wrote here. Everything herbed listed in stems with approximately 6 to 8 leaves, but we figured out that it was 12. And what we're saying is, I think he means it's alkalizing. Cilantro as well. Oh, okay. Hey, Donna Winard is here too. Hey, Donna. Oh my God, we have so many people from the community joining us today. Thank you so much. For those of you who came to see Jean, she cannot get into Facebook with the use of the equipment that I have. 3 different cameras, as you know, that I use. And today was an experiment with fingers crossed to hope that she could get in and sort of impede on the broadcast through Facebook, and it did not let her in. So next week, we're going to go to laptop on Zoom, and she'll be able to join me in her kitchen and me in my kitchen, and that's the way that we'll do it together. But for right now, she is talking to all of us via the notes. But one of the things that we said is substitute any melon for any other melon. Substitute any berry for any other berry. And substitute and experiment with your intuition and your imagination and your creativity. Any herb for another. I would suggest leaving rosemary out of that creativity, because it's not good in these tender waters. But use your intuition and your creativity, and cilantro also tastes good. And Jean says kiwi is very high in vitamin C, and it's alkalizing. I missed the alkalizing conversation, but yay. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take and we're going to move this over here with the blackberry, ginger, and orange. And we're moving off now to our 3rd recipe, which I'm very excited about. This is going to be stone fruit. And what I love about this, and Jean, I am so glad you're here, because initially we were going to put tarragon in this recipe. So it's stone fruit, any stone fruit, plums, nectarines, peaches. I can't think of a quick other stone fruit, but peach, nectarine, apricot, and we were going to use tarragon, but there is no tarragon in the markets this time of year. So this is what I substituted. First, we're going to put in the nectarine. There we go. 2 full nectarines, sliced, skin on. Everything has been cleaned. And Donna Winard is watching. And this is, can you guess? Does anybody guess what that is? If I show it to you, can you guess what it is? Let's see. Let's see if someone can guess. How about you, Dr. Jean? Can you guess what this is? So I'm waiting. Anybody have a guess? I don't want to say unless I see one guess. Teresa says time. You know, I'm looking at it on the camera, Teresa, and I thought to myself it looked like time on the camera, but it's not because the leaves are kind of furry, almost like sage, where the thyme leaves are just kind of crispy on their own. Oregano, it also looks like oregano. But I also think that oregano is a little too strong to put into water, perhaps. Not as bad as rosemary, but this is marjoram. This is marjoram. Now, I don't know anything about marjoram. I know it's a derivative of something. And Dr. Jean wrote an herbal medical book. And so I think that Dr. Jean, if you can tell us, a lot of people said oregano, Tony, Jean, Donna said thyme, Teresa said thyme. But tell us, if you will, just a little bit about marjoram. And what I'm going to do is exactly what I told you guys to do before, which is cut the stems. Cut the stems. I'm so glad everybody, well, not everybody, but I'm so glad a few of you from the community came today. I'm just so sorry that our method of getting Jean on the camera did not work. And she's traveling. She's actually in St. George. So we couldn't quite test because the smell of that is, it's so flowery, this marjoram. It's, oh my gosh. It has a very flowered taste. Almost like, can't explain it, but there's a Sauvignon Blanc that I love that has that smell to it. There must be marjoram in it. And then the other thing that we're going to do is, even though I put, let's see, marjoram. This is what Jean says about marjoram. Isn't in her book. Oh, and she doesn't know anything about it. And so she's going to do a quick research. That's really funny. It smells very floral, very fresh, very floral, almost like a lavender, which I think is amazing. Now, again, I did put the lemon juice cube in the other drink because there was a bunch of orange in there. And for color and for ease of pouring, I didn't want there to be a whole lemon sliced and a whole orange sliced, at least for video for all of you. But in this, I think that it needs the color of the lemon. So I'm going to go ahead and use my, can you see? I just have to, I'm so proud of these lemons. Let me show you that tight shot. Let me do it over here. So look at those. Which is the orange and which is the lemon? And honestly, I think this lemon is actually bigger than the orange. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I'm so proud of these lemons. It's crazy, right? I mean, you know, it's almost when you grow your own food, herbs, or whatever, and it's almost like they're your children. I mean, you have the same kind of pride about these things as you do your children sometimes. And those of you, Teresa can confirm this, and Susan Mendorf can confirm this, but I did plant Armenian cucumbers again this year, and there were 2 years in a row where I had 5.5-pound Armenian cucumbers, and believe me when I tell you, one of them was bigger than my kids when they were born. Honestly, it was unbelievable, and it's the truth. Okay, so I've taken the heel of the lemon and just squeezing the juice, dropping it in, and then I'm going to take these and cut the pinwheels in half. There we go. And now I just want to invite everybody who's here who's not a member of the Long Life Era community to join the community. We have a lot of fun. We had a blast last week with what's on our plates. It was so much fun to see what everybody was eating and the health and inspiration that we gave to each other. How's that? There we go. How do you like that? So let me take all three of these things and line them up. Marjoram reduces anxiety and depression. Oh my God. Donna said she's never used it. She says that it helps digestion. Jean did. Anybody else? There we go. Okay, so let's bring forth all three of our waters. There we go. There's two. There we go. Here's all three waters. Now, what I really want to do is to see how the maceration of the blackberries actually helps with flavors. So let's do this. Let's just pour a little bit in there. These are always so much better overnight. Now, it's interesting. The blackberries made this just a little bit thicker. So let me taste. Marjoram is in the mint family. It's almost like a floral mint, Tony. That is exactly what it tasted like. Almost a floral mint. This is so refreshing, and the lemon hasn't quite all melted yet, but this is really good, really good. And you know, none of it is sweet. There's just flavor. There's a hint of flavor, but you don't crave for something sweet. It's really quite amazing. And then let me just pour that out, almost like we're tasting wine here. This is the marjoram. Have you ever cooked with marjoram, Tony? So here's the marjoram, lemon, and stone fruit. I think it's going to take a while for those flavors to meld. Let's see what we've got here. Well, there's a very heavy lemon taste to this. No nectarine yet, but a hint of marjoram. Yes, the marjoram is definitely tasting. Some of these you have to make overnight, but some of them you can make early in the morning. As an example, you know, some you can drink right away. And depending on your taste buds, that's how you know when to make them. My guess is that this watermelon, which I can barely wait to get my hands on right now, is going to be really super. So let's see. I feel like I'm going to be able to drink this with the mint and the lime and the kiwi. A lot of mint on this one. Maybe a hint of kiwi, but not much yet. And I'm not tasting the watermelon yet. And if I don't taste the watermelon by tomorrow morning, then that means we have to macerate a little bit of the watermelon as well. So we will wait and see how it goes for tomorrow. And that's it. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm so sorry that Jean couldn't get on, but we're a work in progress. We've never done this before. And I've never been able or tried to bring anybody on from Facebook, even though I get alerts all the time that we're on that say, bring Teresa on live or bring Susan Mendorf on live, even bring Tom on live. But it didn't work at all. Let's see, there's one more that says, it says bring Donna Winard on live. So Donna, are you still here? Can you say yes? I'm going to see if it brings her. Let's see. So I don't know. I'm just experimenting, seeing if maybe Donna knows how to do it, and then I just don't know. She said yes. Okay, did you get a request, Donna? Just by chance, just seeing if there's something you saw that Jean and I didn't that allows you to come on. But not. Yep. Nope, we didn't do it. So, but listen, everything's a work in progress, and this certainly is. And Jean and I want to appear together at least one time every week or one time every 2 weeks. We just based on both of our schedules. But it's really great. One of the great things about the cookbook that we're so proud of is that it's the combination of art and science. And definitely Jean is so artful in the way that she goes about organizing and putting things together, and she has a great appreciation of color and the beauty of recipes in the food that we eat, but she also is coming at it from a scientific mind and what benefit it has for our bodies. I, however, lean very heavy science, but I love the art of everything, and I find that the art of cooking, the art of the recipes, the art of putting flavors together is my strength. And so together, we're putting together this combination, the Longevity, Long Life Era Longevity Cookbook, which is the art and science of cooking. And we are hoping that we can help people be happy and healthier by reading and cooking through the cookbook. And whatever we didn't have time to get to in book 1, we'll put in book 2. There you go. You ask your friends to join the Long Life Era community. We are going to have special offers when the book becomes available, and you need to be a member of the community to get your discounts and everything else. So those of you that are watching today, most of you are members of the community, so that is great. And that's all I have to say today. I hope you have a great day. And as always, I wish you all a good evening. And remember to go out and spread love like butter. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Jean, for being here. Next time, we're going to get you on camera. Bye, everybody. Mike Herndon is watching. Hey, Mike. Nice to have you here. Whoop.